Live from the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Barbara Prempe.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Yvonne Bennett joins us outside of our IRC studios.
Right now we have a current temperature of 37 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. We will see temperatures gradually falling into the mid to upper 20s, and then tomorrow we will have mostly sunny skies, so get out your sunglasses. And we will see that chance of a wintry mix and rain affecting our area tomorrow afternoon into Friday. So unfortunately, this weekend might be a washout. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Yvonne. Coming up next, we have your campus news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
In campus news, 13 SUNY Oneonta students spent a week in the wetlands of New Orleans completing a service learning project. Students worked with Common Ground Relief, a nonprofit organization. Students spent time planting grasses and cypress trees in coastal areas that are heavily affected by hurricanes and erosion. SUNY Sunny Chung, an international studies major, stated, quote, "We learned that New Orleans is losing a football field a day of land. So by planting trees, we are slowing down that process," unquote. This is the third year students have been able to attend this trip with help from Associate Professor of Geography Wendy Lashell and the Center of Social Responsibility and Community. This experience is a great hands-on opportunity for students interested in working in wetland restoration or disaster management.
Need help managing your finances? The Making Sense program on campus can help with their Money Monday series starting April 3rd. Making Sense will be offering 1-hour workshop in the Hunt Union Square room from 5 to 6 p.m. through the month of April in honor of Financial Literacy Month. Each workshop will focus on a different area of financial literacy, including savings over summer, how to pay off debt early, banking, and housing intel. A free light meal will be offered to participants in this event. Register on Campus Connection today to gain essential financial literacy skills.
Academic Exploration Day is coming up on April 1st, and the Office of Admissions needs your help. The Admissions Office is seeking student volunteers to participate in the largest visitation day of the spring semester. Students would be required to direct visitors, answer questions, and be a friendly face on campus during the event. Participants can receive volunteer hours through the CSRC for volunteering at this event. Sign up to volunteer at the 2017 Academic Exploration Day and get the opportunity to share your Oneonta experience with accepted students.
Thanks, Joanna. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
It's happening on college campuses, at bars, at parties, even in high schools.
It's happening to our sisters and our daughters,
our wives and our friends.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
We have to stop it. So listen up.
If she doesn't consent, or if she can't consent, it's rape, it's assault.
It's a crime. It's wrong.
If I saw it happening, I was taught you have to do something about it.
If I saw it happening, I speak up.
If I saw it happening, I'd never blame her. I'd help her.
Because I don't want to be a part of the problem.
I want to be a part of the solution.
We need all of you to be part of the solution. This is about respect. It's about responsibility.
It's up to all of us to put an end to sexual assault. And that starts with you.
Because one is too many.
We are back with your local entertainment news update with Samantha Johnson. What's going on this week on campus, Samantha?
Well, we have a great event going on to help with suicide prevention, and there's a great movie going on in the Red Dragon Theater as always, but let's take a closer look at what's going on in Oneonta. On Sunday, the Student Association and the Counseling Center will be teaming up to bring the Out of the Darkness Walk to the SUNY Oneonta campus. The Out of the Darkness Walks are the AFSP's largest fundraiser and are proof that when people work together, they can make a big change in the world. These programs unite those who have been affected by suicide and raise millions of dollars for suicide prevention programs. The event will take place from 12 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the Hunt Union Waterfront Room. You can find a registration link on the Campus Connection events page. Come on out and support a great cause. Last night, SUNY Oneonta students were able to attend the Office of International Education's Italian Cuisine Night. The event took place from 5:30 to 6:30 in my kitchen located in Mills Dining Hall. Attendees were able to watch a chef prepare delicious Italian cuisine and indulge in the food afterwards. Students were required to sign up prior to the event. Keep an eye out on the Campus Connection website to see what cuisine will be offered next. The Creative Writing Club held its weekly meeting yesterday at 8 p.m. in the Leather Stocking Room in Hunt Union. The club strives to inspire writers and make them feel comfortable sharing their work. It is a judgment-free zone, and everyone is supportive of each member's stories and interested in hearing their creative thoughts. Students share science fiction, young adult fiction, psychological thrillers, poetry, humor, and even fan fiction stories. All are welcome to share their work at the Creative Writing Club meetings. This weekend, the Red Dragon Theater will be screening the film Manchester by the Sea. After the death of his older brother, Lee Chandler, played by Casey Affleck, is shocked to learn that his brother has made him the sole guardian of his nephew. Taking leave of his job, Affleck reluctantly returns to Manchester by the Sea to care for Patrick, a spirited 16-year-old, and is forced to deal with the past that separated him from his wife Randy and the community where he was born and raised. Bonded by the man who held their family together, the two struggle to adjust to a world without him. The film is rated R and will be screened Friday through Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. with a special screening on Sunday at 1 p.m. Tickets are free for SUNY Oneonta students and $3 for all others. Until next week, I'm Samantha Johnson. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Sam. Manchester by the Sea won a lot of nominations during the Oscars, so it's a good one.
Then it
Good one to
must be
check
a
out.
hit.
Yeah, definitely.
Coming up, we have your local news. Stay tuned to ONN.
Danse, balance, suis la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex? Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
In local news, according to a news release from the Chenango County Sheriff's Office, surprising discoveries have been made following the death of a 16-year-old boy from Chenango County earlier this month. 16-year-old Jeffrey Franklin was reported as a victim of a house fire located on State Highway 8. However, autopsy results and an investigation of the Franklin residence showed otherwise. The autopsy determined that Jeffrey was deceased prior to the fire and was started to cover up his murder. Fire investigators initially believed the fire was caused the house's main heat source, a wood stove. Adopted parents of the young boy, Ernest and Heather Franklin, are now the main suspects in this case. Both were arrested for second-degree murder, third-degree arson, and tampering with physical evidence on Friday. The couple has pleaded not guilty and are currently being held without bail.
23-year-old Kyle Alger of Oneonta was arrested last Friday on felony drug charges after police were called to the scene to perform a welfare check. A local resident called police and reported Alger vomiting outside of his vehicle. Police arrived to Alger's residence on Rose Avenue in Oneonta, and upon arrival, officers recognized Alger after he was recently named as a suspect to the local drug trade going on in Oneonta. In the process of exiting his car, Alger threw an item under his vehicle. Once an investigation of the area took place, the item was identified as 2 grams of bulk heroin and 11 individually packaged substances identified as heroin. Alger was arrested and charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance. He now remains in Otsego County Jail on $10,000 bail cash. This arrest follows local law enforcement's effort to deter and suppress the availability of controlled substance in the Oneonta community.
The Oneonta School District Board of Education has announced plans to upgrade and improve the infrastructure of the district by conducting district-wide improvements. A meeting took place last Thursday that suggested a $22 million bond would be used for the enhancement to the district. Oneonta Board of Education members plan to upgrade the middle school and high school classrooms for art and music classes, as well as technology and family sciences classrooms. Another project to be completed is the renovation of the school's track, field, and baseball infields. $2 million are budgeted for each of these two projects. All improvements will be put into a vote for Board of Education members on May 16th.
This past Saturday at the Foothills Performing Arts Center, the Little Delaware Youth Ensemble played children's songs at the inaugural Dick Miller Performance Series. Songs range from the alphabet song to the Itsy Bitsy Spider. The LDYE has students that come from different countries and range from the ages of 6 to 18 years old. Ensemble members are required to rehearse once a week and perform 5 times each season. The purpose of each performance is to introduce instruments to children. The audience at the Foothills Performing Arts Center was taught that most instruments are made out of wood. After the performance, children were able to touch, look at, and try to play the instruments under the tutelage of the ensemble students.
Oneonta's Main Street has been ranked 4th in a list of New York State towns with the best and most lively main streets, according to onlyinyourstate.com. The Main Street of Oneonta was renowned for its cuisine and eateries, including Tino's Pizzeria, which serves up cold cheese pizza slices to hungry Oneontians. The annual O-Fest Carnival was also mentioned by onlyinyourstate.com. That also takes place on Main Street, which features live music and vendors that really liven up Oneonta's Main Street each spring. Neighboring town of Oneonta, Cooperstown, New York, came in at number 2 with streets dedicated to America's pastime and the National Baseball Hall of Fame that attracts visitors from across the country.
I definitely think Oneonta's main town is lively. It's great for college students as well.
And definitely Tino's, that pizza.
Oh, the best.
So good.
Especially at night. When we come back, Yvonne Bennett will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Let's find out what the weather has in store for us this week with our meteorologist, Yvonne Bennett.
Right now we have a current temperature of just 37 degrees with mostly cloudy skies, but tomorrow is when the weather event will happen. We will have a chance of some rain and a wintry mix as the low pressure moves into our area. Basically, we will have clouds increasing, and that always gives the potential for some rain. It will rain Friday afternoon, the whole day, and then Saturday also, and then Sunday, that's when things start looking up. Back to you in the studio.
Police are searching for the gunman who shot 2 teenagers while walking by a preschool in Jersey City this past Sunday. The shooting occurred just before 3 a.m. on Ocean Avenue between Bidwell Avenue and Wegman Park Lane. A 13-year-old boy who was shot in the back is currently in critical condition, while a 15-year-old boy is being treated for an ankle wound. The names of the wounded teens have not been released. According to reports, both teens were transported to the Jersey City Medical and are being treated. No arrests have been made, and there is no motive for the shooting.
Even though the 9th Ward of New Orleans has never fully recovered from the destruction of Hurricane Katrina, David Young has created a lush oasis of free food and sustainability right in the heart of the community. He founded a volunteer-run organization called Capstone Community Gardens to support low-income residents, as well as honeybees that are in need of a safe, environmentally friendly home. He started the gardening initiative after Katrina destroyed much of the district's infrastructure. The gardens were erected in more than 30 abandoned lots, growing everything from swim chard to Brussels sprouts, mustard greens, kale, cucumbers, and tomatoes, all totally accessible to the community free of charge. Amy Cross, a volunteer for Capstone, stated, quote, "There are no good grocery stores around the area. The lower 9th Ward is the area that was devastated the most," unquote. Although there is a food pantry that opens once each month to the public, it usually doesn't provide the sustenance needed to feed all the district's poorer residents. David has made sure that these gardens are all over the community and people can go harvest them at any time if they feel the need for the food.
Get ready for more emojis heading your way. A set of 69 new emojis are being considered for release this June from Unicode, the association responsible for choosing all new emojis. These new emojis will include fun characters such as a mermaid, bearded man, and even a genie. The proposed emojis will also include more inclusive options like a woman wearing a headscarf, an elderly person, and a breastfeeding woman. While there is no guarantee that all of these emojis will be released, a number of emojis were proposed and voted on by users via site earlier this month.
Army veteran Ernesto Rodriguez is raising awareness for veteran suicide. Rodriguez is currently walking 2,200 miles across America, trekking from his hometown in Clarksville, Tennessee to Los Angeles. As he documents his journey, he's been using the hashtag #ForThe22, which represented the 22 veterans who commit suicide every day. The 34-year-old says he lost friends to PTSD and has attempted suicide twice himself. According to an interview with WFA 8, Dallas, Rodriguez stated, quote, "I was in a really bad way after my first tour in Afghanistan. I have a daughter and she would be without a father. And that's what I think about when thoughts like this creep up," unquote. He refuses cash donations for himself, but instead requests people donate to veteran charities and befriend veterans. Many people call him a hero.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Tiedebaum.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, what's new in sports this week?
The Red Dragons, they're doing really well, but as always, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to sports. Let's get right to it. In NFL news, the Raiders received approval from the NFL to build a $1.9 billion stadium located in Las Vegas. The NFL conducted a vote on its arrangement, which resulted in a 31 out of 32 vote to ultimately approve the move. This decision has caused the relocation of the Raiders from Oakland. Owner of the Raiders, Mark Davis, spoke on the relocation, stating, "I have mixed feelings. It's very bittersweet. I understand Oakland fans will be angry and disappointed. I want to let them know that I do understand that it's emotional. Raiders Nation is the greatest fan base in the world, and we're going to build something to make them proud. The Raiders plan to stay in Oakland the next 2 seasons, but will relocate to proposed 65,000-seated dome stadium that plans to open in 2020. In NBA news, the Oklahoma City Thunder went on a 14-0 fourth quarter run to beat the Dallas Mavericks on Monday night, 92-92. Monday, human lightning bolt Russell Westbrook scored 12 out of the 14 points, including the game winner on 7 seconds left. The Oklahoma City Thunder was down 91-78 with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock when Westbrook turned on the afterburners and hit nearly every shot he took. In the final 20 seconds, with a score trailing by 1, Westbrook missed a jumper but was turned over by the Mavs in the next play. The next trip down the floor, Westbrook didn't miss it, and he got to celebrate on the Mavs court after Harrison Barnes' last-second three-pointer clanked off the rim. In Red Dragon sports, the SUNY Oneonta women's lacrosse team held its own for most of the first half against Hamilton before they were closed to the game with a 17-8 victory over the Red Dragons. Oneonta pushed back early in the second half, but Hamilton regained control to pick up a road win with their season. SUNY Oneonta junior Taylor Cassidy started the scoring with an unassisted tally just 1-26 into the contest. Then minutes later, Darby Philbrick tied the game on a free position goal before Cassie fed classmate Lindsay Rose with a buried shot in the back of the goal to give the Red Dragons their lead back. Casey assisted on Oneonta's third goal, as well as centered a pass to sophomore Kelsey Cohen, who scored her first goal of the game to put Oneonta in front of 3-2. 3 Hamilton goals combined forces to make 7 saves, with the win going to starter Hannah Burrell. Oneonta will have its next game versus SUNY Oneonta's rival Hartwick College beginning at 1:30 p.m. The Red Dragons baseball team took down Montclair State to extend their winning streak to 7. The Red Dragons split up the pitching duties, having Thomas Bond, James McCarthy, Nicholas Ponesi, and Dakota Sitar each pitched 2 innings. R.J. Lyman came in for the 9th inning to close out the win. The staff combined to only allow 4 hits while striking out 7 batters. Bond earned his second straight victory of the year to improve his record 2-1. Junior Brandon Torres went 4 for 4 at the plate, including a leadoff triple to start off the game. His leadoff triple was not wasted as he scored on an error made by the third baseman to give the Red Dragons a 1-0 lead. In third inning, Torres singled up the middle to score James Caparati and advance Michael Gruzowski to third base. 2 batters later, Sean Milnes hit a sacrifice fly ball to center field to drive in Gruntoski to give the Red Dragons a 3-0 lead over Montclair. The team will be back on action on Monday, March 27th at Hogan College to take on SUNY Brockport in their first conference game of the season. And that's it for your weekly sports update on Oneonta News Now. I'm Austin Titlebaum.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Barbara Prempe.
And I'm Joanna Weinheimer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a good night.